considered on Revavroom. This Pokemon has a lot of interesting options. So let's just kind of get down what this Pokemon does. So there are the shift gear sets, and then there are the support sets. Because Revavroom actually has a surprisingly good support move pool that I think is worth mentioning. So let's take a look here. Let's make sure we're actually live. Okay, we are. Cool. Or it's saying we are. Okay, well, hopefully we are. Okay, anyway, I'm going to keep talking about Revavroom. So, yeah, Revavroom has actually some shift gear sets and some... So we'll talk about moves, is the main thing that we're going to be talking about. Because, honestly, I'm not really sure what I want to run on Revavroom. So, if you in chat, you guys in chat, have a Revavroom set you feel strongly about, let me know, and I would be happy to give it a go. But... basically, here are the shift gear sets. They obviously run shift gear, Iron Head, Gunk Shot. I don't think Poison Jab is a real option. Obviously, I hate running 80 accuracy moves, but the non-contact component of Gunk Shot is huge, as Revavroom would otherwise really suffer to Moltres, Zapdos, etc. And then items on this. So Air Balloon was one I considered, but I actually don't think we'll end up going with that. But, you know, we'll see. And then some other options are Leftovers, and actually I was thinking about Clear Amulet, because that actually helps a lot against Pecharunt and Landorus. So I could see Clear Amulet being pretty solid as well. And maybe Life Orb. I could see... Actually, I don't think we get Life Orb. But yeah, and it gets Temper Flare. And it gets... High Horsepower. So I think those are the real options. We can look through the move pool here and see if there's anything else that maybe you could make an argument for. I don't think you can make an argument for Spin Out, an intelligent one at least. Thief is pretty funny, but no. Thief, actually, like low-key though, Thief plus Air Balloon would be pretty nasty. But I don't think we do that. I don't think we do that, but it would be pretty funny. So yeah, these I think are the realistic moves we could run on a shift gear set, and then the support set. These probably are going to run Leftovers, I imagine, every time, and then the moves would be Toxic Spikes, Parting Shot, Gunk Shot, potentially Poison Jab, potentially Iron Head as well, just to hit stuff. You know, realistically, like, let's be so real though. We're not. Let me just stop the charade. We will not be running a support Revavroom. I wouldn't do that to you guys. I wouldn't put Revavroom on stream and then pull up with the, we're going to run a support set. I wouldn't do it to you. It's going to be shift gear. So, let's talk about strengths and weaknesses. I did it again. Mr. S, thank you for the £2. As always, wishing me a good stream. I really appreciate it. Okay, so. Let's talk about this. Does it get Heavy Slam? If it's like heavy. Revavroom, hold on. Heavy Slam, let's check it out. I'm gonna want to run some calcs on that, but Heavy Slam could be cool. But like Great Tusk, not hitting Great Tusk with Heavy Slam will be pretty bad. Unless it's like significantly heavier than Tusk. Yeah, no, it's 40 VP against Great Tusk. I think that pretty much does away with the Heavy Slam plan. Petron is getting 120 VP'd. What else? Ting Lu is another one we'd need to hit. Yeah, no, we're not running Heavy Slam. It's not doing enough damage against too many crucial targets. Yeah, we're not going to do Heavy Slam, so let me take that away. Not an option. Yeah, so we're gonna do Shift Gear, and yeah, it does not get Steelium. This is OU. This is not Napdex. So we have Terra, but not Z moves. I don't think Revavroom has any potential in Napdex. Napdex has so many strong sweepers. I don't think you could ever justify running a Revavroom. But in OU with fewer Pokemon, I could maybe see this guy pulling a little bit of weight, but we'll see. We'll see. So the problem with Balloon is that a lot of people are saying you need Balloon, and I totally get why you need Balloon. It seems like the best item. The problem is, though, Revavroom is a Toxic Spike absorber, and that's kind of the only reason I can justify using it, is that it absorbs Toxic Spikes. I don't know if it deserves enough respect on its own as a sweeper to be used just for its sweeping and not as a Toxic Spike remover. I will give it the benefit of the doubt and start with Air Balloon. I don't know if we can keep giving it the benefit of the doubt. And I think Clear Amulet is an item with real potential here. So I'm going to shift it to Clear Amulet if we need a Toxic. If we need that. I think probably not Leftovers though. But I will shift it to Clear Amulet if needed. Now Revavroom, let me get down, I believe Revavroom, which is kind of like the fastest it gets, really. So that's going to be 574, and we need to be +2. We hit, okay, no. So we actually do not outspeed Scarf Darkrai, which is unfortunate, indeed. But how common is that, really? Not that common. I think we can outspeed Ival, though, with that. At +2. Yeah, so Ival 546 with the booster. So, and that's, I think Booster Ival, other than Scarf Rai, is just about the fastest thing we could face. Maybe Meowscarada, Scarf Meow. Do we outspeed that? No, we don't outspeed Scarf Meow either. Yeah, actually, the fact that Revavroom doesn't get U-turn is horrifying. Like, it's a car. It doesn't get U-turn. It really... I mean, it has parting shots. They gave it a better pivoting move, but it actually is insane that it doesn't get U-turn. Oh, wow. Surprised that we're disconnecting, because I am hardwired into the internet right now. I've got, like, the LAN cable and everything, but that's pretty wild. That's pretty wild, yeah. Okay, well anyway, we're back now. Yeah, no idea. We just had a connection issue. As I said, I am hardwired into the internet right now. I have no idea. I have no idea how. Yeah, we're not going Jolly Revavroom. I'm not running Jolly on a Shift Gear Pokemon. Like, you actually cannot make me. There's nothing you can do to convince me that that's the play. So, yeah, we're not going to do that. But I believe then the next fastest thing that we could realistically see... The next fastest thing we could realistically see would be, yeah, Booster Speed Ival. So we're going to EV to outspeed Booster Speed Iron Valiant. 546. So that's going to be 232 speed. 232, which hits 274 in its base form, which is fine. I think that's a fine place to be. We're going to go add a max, of course. No brainer there, and I think we'll just throw the rest into HP. Probably the most consistent option here. So, we're going to go Iron Head, Gunk Shot, and either High Horsepower or Temper Flare in the last spot. I don't know if I have any strong leaning right now. I'd probably say I'm leaning toward High Horsepower. I'm thinking that will be better. And as for the Terra type on this, there are a few options. I've considered Ground to deal with Raging Bolt and to get that High Horsepower boost. So Ground could be good here. I've considered Ghost, and I think you can always just like slap on like Fairy or something as a valid option as well. So benefits, strengths, handles Ival well, and very fast, very quickly. Shift Gear is an incredible setup move. It's like Dragon Dance, but it boosts speed by 2. It is probably the best setup move in the game. Like a lot of Pokemon in, I think Hackmons, maybe they don't anymore, but they used to run Shift Gear. It is a really, really, really good move, Shift Gear. So that is kind of its main benefit. One of its biggest weaknesses, inconsistency. There are just Pokemon you see and you're like, yeah, I can't touch that. So that's the problem there. Very, very inconsistent. So and of course, inconsistent, you know what that means. We put this boy on HO. Well, actually, it's funny enough, it will be female because of contact moves, but we put this boy on HO. So yeah, we are going to be running a Revavroom HO today. There's no question about that. As for how that HO team should look, I'm still not really sure. I'm inclined to say maybe screens. I could see maybe screens. Yeah, Shell Smash is perhaps a better setup move, but Shift Gear is one of the best ever. Yeah, so it's a seriously tough question of what kind of, like, what to put. We put it on HO, for sure. That's like this, that's a no-brainer. Let's make a list of what walls Revavroom. Room is walled by. And let's check Zama calcs. I feel like, okay, yeah, Zama's gonna shut us down pretty well. Let's like say it's like a max defense one. Gunk Shot, yeah, +1, you're coming in and doing that much, but then Body Press is cooking you. Yeah, so Zamazenta stops us pretty much in our tracks. Zamazenta. Corviknight. Landorus, Therian. Great Tusk. Gliscor. All of these Pokemon, at least without Terra. Now looking at this list, I'm thinking maybe we go flying. No, we'll keep it ground, because Raging Bolt is Raging Bolt. Bognar saying screens aren't really good because Rev gets walled by some things. That's not really a good reason to not run a screens team. You just don't rely on Revavroom to be the breaker. People put Iron Moth on screens and have successfully used screens with Iron Moth many times, and Iron Moth is also very inconsistent. You just don't rely on Revavroom as the breaker. Pig Perfect, thank you very much for the $5 donation. What do you think about dropping an attack for substitute? Not bad. I'll put it, I did consider it, but I don't think we end up doing that, because realistically, we end up without a way. We need stabs. So if we drop an attack, it'll be high horsepower. You absolutely need the stabs, and then you end up getting walled by King Gambit. You can like Iron Head it, kind of, but it's not really a good deal. Yeah, Revavroom is actually with Temper Flare not killing Corviknight. Like, it doesn't do it. I'll show you a calc here. So you see Temper Flare at +1 is doing 50. So Corv switches in, clicks ID, it's totally fine. Yeah, you even a bulk upset will do it. You don't even need ID. So Temper Flare not doing nearly enough to Corviknight. So you're not getting past Corviknight anyway, is my point. Dondozo, obviously, right? But we knew Revavroom wasn't going to be breaking Stall anyway. Also, it could be we play Revavroom and it's just totally, absolutely garbage, useless, and then at that point we'll just F around and, you know, mess with Revavroom sets for the rest of the day. But I think we'll be able to pretty quickly tell if this Pokemon has any shot in the tier. I'm thinking no, but I wanted to give it a try because it has Shift Gear, and Shift Gear is an awesome move. Okay, guys, yes, also I have an announcement. I will be co-hosting a tournament with Jimothy Cool, and the rules will be in Nat Dex. It will be an ADV Dex tournament, so it'll be like ADV in the modern generation. No Terra, no Megas, just kind of new moves. New moves, and the ban list will be Nat Dex as well. So we'll kind of be exploring what would the ADV meta look like today. You know, post physical special split, a lot of new moves added, and yeah, that'll be really fun to see. So, and that will be co-commentated by myself and Jimothy Cool. So sign-ups will be coming out soon. Be watching out for that, and definitely sign up. That should be really exciting. Okay, so Alomomola I don't really think is walling, because if we look at Alo, yeah, Alo at +1 is taking, even in max defense set, is getting 2-shot by Gunk, and then there's Poison Chance, so Alo's not really walling, no. And let me check the Moltres. Moltres takes it okay. Thanks to Filter, actually, we survive, which is pretty funny. I'll put Molt, Zap, kinda, and, or, let's check, I think Petulant, kinda, because it walls, but it doesn't really set up, but it can go in on it, and, well, let's check Petulant. That's actually not terrible. I mean, it's not a defensive set, of course. But like a foul play set will mess us up pretty hard. So let's actually put Petulant. Let's give it more respect and say Petulant. Yeah, okay. So, looking at all of these Pokemon, I am agreeing that Wellspring looks like a very good partner. Somebody, I think, said that earlier. Wellspring helps in the stall matchup. It forces a lot of these Pokemon to take Chip. So I think Wellspring is definitely... What came up there? Embody it. Okay, what is this? Anyway, yeah, Wellspring I think is going to be our best partner for this. It's going to help with the stall matchup. It's going to soften up a lot of these walls. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Kyurem. So guys, here's a thing. I explain this, I think, every couple streams, but it's okay. You don't want to partner a Pokemon necessarily, sometimes you do, with a Pokemon that just beats all of the things that it struggles with. That is sometimes counterproductive. Because look, you'll be like, oh, Kyurem destroys all of these. Let's slap on a Kyurem. Then your opponent just switches into a special wall. And it's like, well, I guess Revavroom's not doing anything. You want Pokemon that are going to force the Pokemon that Revavroom struggles with to take damage. Ogerpon Wellspring will chip these Pokemon. A Kyurem will just force these Pokemon out and leave them at 100% health, fully ready and healthy to deal with Revavroom. Bognor having an idea of doing a grassy terrain HO with Lucha and Bolt. I wonder how much Revavroom is taking in grassy terrain from like a Gliscor EQ. Grassy terrain. Where is grassy terrain? Terrain's right, okay. Oh, it's air balloon. Okay. Let's call it clear amulet. Let's say. That's still doing so much, but it's not killing, which is kind of cool. Yeah, that's not a great calc either on Gliscor. So, yeah, okay, like possible approaches. Let's say possible Revavroom approaches. I'd say I still think screens is a possibility. Grassy terrain HO, screens HO, grassy terrain HO. I don't think we ever put it on webs, so I don't think that's a move. The move. And then I think just like bulky offense could potentially be a good spot for it. Yeah, okay, let's actually answer. Someone else asked, what does Revavroom set up on? The thing is, grassy terrain already struggles to make, I don't know what to call it, make ends meet, I guess. Revavroom could, it does sound good on there, though. Let's just keep looking at partners for it and see what works well. Yeah, but let's get a Revavroom sets up on. Sets up on Alomomola, Clefable, Hatterene, Iron Crown, kinda, but I'll say Iron Crown. Iron Valiant. Landorus. Great Tusk. Gliscor, honestly. If it is, you know, the right... If it has air balloon intact. I'll just say ground types. If air balloon intact. So I see, yeah, the air balloon helps a lot with that. And then Tinkaton, not really Tinkaton actually, because Encore and T-Wave. Slowk, Glowking, it does set up on that. And that's pretty much it. Like, it can set up randomly on a couple other, like, physical attackers. Like, low-key, it can set up on Ogerpon Wellspring. Like, we can live in Ivy Cudgel and set up on Wellspring, which is kind of cool. Dominic Roselli saying if you run mixed Kyurem, it should smash those special walls you're worried about. Well, so then it's just a Kyurem team at that point. Like, the other thing is it's HO. Kyurem can fit on HO, but it's a bit of a Terra Hog and it likes to run DD sets. Well, yeah, okay, you're saying it doesn't set up on Clef because T-Wave, but we can just use Shift Gear twice and then we're still pretty fast. I don't want to run Kyurem in this scenario because it's often doesn't fit on HO and isn't going to chip the Pokemon Revavroom needs chipped. Like, it's not, nobody's going to leave these Pokemon in on Kyurem in any scenario. And they're not going to get chipped. We need Pokemon that soften up walls for Revavroom. It's very inconsistent. It needs Pokemon that are going to break down the opponent's team. You know what all of these Pokemon do when they see a Kyurem? They switch out and stay at 100%. If the idea is, okay, well then, like, you're not going to be bringing in Revavroom, parting, shotting out, going into Kyurem. If we were running, like, a support Revavroom, sure, absolutely, let's run Kyurem. It gets in on these things, and it can parting shot on them. But we are not running Parting Shot Revavroom. We're running a Shift Gear set. It comes in once. So having Pokemon that really screw up the things Revavroom struggles against doesn't really help us. We want Pokemon that chip these. We want Ogerpon that can SD and do a lot of damage to Pecharunt. We want Ogerpon because it can stress out and, do well against the stall matchup. It brings in Zamazenta and forces chip on that. People often switch in Corviknight to U-turn on Wellspring, and they end up taking a lot of chip in the process. That is why. Same thing with Ival, guys. Yeah, like, we might end up adding these Pokemon, because Kyurem and Ival are good Pokemon, and it might end up fitting with the team. But when looking for the best partner, it's not about what beats the things on this list. It's about breaking. Okay, so... general idea is to bait stuff in and chunk them down. No, not bait stuff in, force stuff in. Force stuff. Baiting, I hate baiting. Like, oh, it's going to be a set you don't think, and then it's going to hit. No, you want to force stuff in. What's the switch into Ogerpon? Probably a Pecharunt. Your options are either start sacking all your team to Ogerpon, or just switch in the Pecharunt and let the Pecharunt get damaged. That is why it's about forcing damage. Forcing, not baiting. It's right, like, lures are my least favorite thing in the entire game. They so often don't work out. It's just... Okay, anyway, with these things in mind, we want to try to add a sweeper that can set up on these. Hey, bring these things in. This is tough. Because I'm trying to see, like, what kind of Team Revavroom would work well on. Maybe, like, H-Stack could be, like, the approach. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna build here. Okay, so Terra Electric Rev has no switch, but it does. It's called any ground type. Someone just asked my opinion on dropping Skyman. Worst, it has Serene Grace Air Slash. What do you mean, it's the like, never, no, do not do that under any circumstances. That would be like, no. Skyman is actually probably the last Pokemon I would drop. I would sooner put Miraidon in OU. Okay, let me think here. Let me think here about what we want to do here. It's just so weird, Revavroom. It's just such a weird Pokemon. Okay, let's try this kind of approach. Let's try a Tinglu lead, like SR spikes, like red card. We're gonna go for this, and we'll go with a Goldengo. I think like double air balloon steals is fine here. Iron Valiant looked pretty good. Some people were mentioning that. I could see a CM Ival, T-Bolt, CM Ival. So actually, Langloy ran a set I liked, which was like CM Sub Moonblast with Terra Electric. I think that would fit this team pretty well. And then we want some Prio. I could see a D-Knight being good in this last slot. We do need a fire resist, so I think Dragonite would help us on that front. We're a bit weak to Will-O-Wisp, which I don't love. Let's see if we put in Dragonite, how that shakes out. This will just kind of give us an idea of whether Revavroom really appreciates hazards, well, whether it works well or not. I think this team's too weak to Corviknight is my guess. We need to run Fire Punch. Extreme Speed. EQ. Probably Terra Fire as well. Don't you lack immediate power? We have an Ogerpon Wellspring, so no. Immediate power doesn't mean a choiced Pokemon. It can mean a choiced Pokemon, but it doesn't have to mean a choiced Pokemon. Yeah, Raging Bolt is actually a solid idea for last slot too. It's not real priority, which is why I hesitate to put it on, but we can have Raging Bolt as an option. Actually, yeah, Raging Bolt does look pretty good here. Let's start with the D-Knight, though, because that's a little bit more solid. Revavroom gets left in the dust in high ladder OU, or Revavroom zooms past the OU ladder. Which will it be? I guess we'll find out, but okay, let's just do a quick check here and see if we like super hard lose to anything. It doesn't look like it. I feel like we actually were kind of okay here. No, I decided to do Revavroom on my own accord. We have never had a paid stream. That has never happened yet. I'll let you know when it does happen. I will not. I will say the title of the stream is going to be like, some numbskull paid me $500 to use Delibird, so here we are. That's going to be the title of the stream. There were some requests, but I decided I wanted to do this. This was my choice. Will I regret it? Probably, but this was my choice, and it was my mistake to make. Okay, let's give this a go. Let's just plug in some sets and run it. I'm thinking Bolt might honestly be a little bit better, but we'll start with this. So yeah, it's going to just be Ivy Cudgel, Knockoff, Power Whip, SD. I feel like this is pretty standard, pretty solid here. I could see going U-turn on this, maybe like U-turn offensive. Well, or it's going to be off. What am I saying? U-turn Wellspring. We could maybe do that, because Wellspring's going to bring in some Pokemon that Revavroom can do pretty well against. EQ. Do we go Ruination or do we go Whirlwind? I loved what I did. I can't remember. Can't remember what idea you guys are talking about. We'll go Fizz-Def on this. I usually like that on lead sets. Filter, Terra. Yeah, this seems like a good set to start. What do we do on this guy? Probably, let's just go like Terra Fairy. Well, I kind of want to run T-Wave. Mawile stream is not gone. I will be doing a Mawile stream. Mega Mawile in that dex. I'm definitely not doing just like Mawile in OU. That would be garbage, but Yeah, I'll do a Mawile, Mega Mawile stream is absolutely going to happen. Is Specs Gold a valid set? Yes. Not on this team, but yes, in general. We can go with maybe, let's just go, let's do this. Let's do Shadow Ball, Make It Rain, Thunder Wave, and Focus Blast. I feel like this is pretty just general, solid gold. I feel like thanks to our air balloons and floating Pokemon, we might be okay against webs, but I'm a little bit worried about the webs matchup. We'll just kind of see how that ends up, though. Someone said, I would pay all the money to watch you make an all-choice team work. Send me $500, I will absolutely make a choice team. I will do a full, like, team of choice Pokemon. Like, for sure. Happily, I would do that. Yeah. I will do any stream for a price. But other than that, I will just do what interests me. Yeah, Kingambit actually looking kind of scary. Maybe we do need fighting coverage on Ival, but let's just give this a run and see how it goes. I don't know what elo we're at exactly. Filter, water absorb, good as gold multi-scale. Okay, cool. Did I forget any EVs? It's a little late for me to be checking, but okay, cool. I think we're good. Okay, this actually, what elo are we? Let's see. We're at 1740, which is honestly pretty high considering what we're using. Revavroom. Oh, Vivek saying Mega Beedrill, Allo, Ursaluna team. You're right, that does sound good. Allo, Mega Bee, Ursaluna. Okay, got that idea down. Thank you. It's recorded. Now let's game. So I think this team, I don't see any removal. We're just going to start with Tinglu and do the hazard thing. It's going to be a Dio. Let's EQ. And if it turns out to have Taunt, yeah, okay, it was indeed Taunt. So we're just going to EQ. Okay, that's fine. Maybe we drop Ruination, because this is looking like we're about to regret not having this. Oh, so why are we Terra Dark? That's a huge mistake. We should be Terra Ghost. Yeah, we're about to pay for that oversight. Okay, that's not good. Let's go Ival. And let's hope. Yeah, definitely. Okay, and we do not get lucky. We get immediately, we lose the tie. That sucks, obviously, and I think we kind of lose. Yeah, D-Knight cannot do enough. Not do nearly enough. IDK if rocks were the play. Yeah, obviously not. But like realistically, I didn't have anything to hit you. So your input is noted. We're gonna now mute this guy. Actually, no, we'll keep him up. But yeah, like, no, I mean, obviously, yeah, rocks weren't the play if I had Whirlwind, but we didn't have Whirlwind. So let's add that on, because we're just, otherwise, I think we're gonna keep getting cooked. Did I forget about Terra types otherwise? No, I didn't forget about Terra types otherwise, just on Tinglu. Yeah, okay, so we immediately lose the speed tie. Awesome. Red card getting knocked off. DT red card. Solder survives. Does red card work on knockoff? Does anybody know? I mean, I think this is the move anyway. So we're gonna go gold. And then we could Terra Fairy here, I guess. That's probably better. Yeah, let's Terra Fairy, make it rain. Okay, cool. Situation handled. Is Scarf Curum viable? I would say no. Okay, we're going to immediately T-Wave this thing. Okay, awesome. We immediately get a para. You'll love to see that. I honestly think I'm going to go set up spikes with this thing. Because we can Ruination it down, so we don't, like, lose to it. Let's Ruination this. Okay, this could be the end. Let's hope it's not Drain Punch and click EQ. It's not Drain Punch. Hype. Do we sack Lu or Gold? We definitely Lu. Okay, cool. And then we can go D-Knight here. If it's Terra Ghost, it's Terra Ghost, and then we lose. But, you know, it probably won't be. Yeah, okay, cool. It's not. So we just have to hope it's not. Okay, we're going to pretend we're Encore here. Okay, now we're going to click Fire Punch and hope for a burn, but I honestly don't think even that'll be enough to save us. It's T-Wave. Yeah, we lose to this. Okay, GG. Yeah, we got that game really sucked. We are pretty weak to Zama, though. Probably that should be addressed. Let's go with a Terra Ghost Raging Bolt over D-Knight. I think that would have helped in a few situations there. But yeah, that's usually how an not that well thought out HO game initially goes. You just get cooked by some unexpected thing that you forgot. So that's fine. I'm just going to copy this and we'll go Raging Bolt. Yeah, so with these changes, we definitely would have not lost that one. It really does irritate me when people talk about, like, optimal plays, like, right in the game. Like it's one thing if it's, like, after the game and it's, like, there was a clear mistake. But, like, you don't know my moves. Like, just shut up and play. So, okay, let's go for... do we go bulky here? Yeah, let's go bulky. Yeah, we're also relying a lot on Wellspring to break stall, which might be okay. HF. Okay. Looks like this is actually like a potentially decent Revavroom matchup, if we can ship the Lando especially. I think I actually just want to lead with Ogerpon, because I think it's a very likely H-Rod or Lando lead, and we can get a knockoff. You aren't recording. You are recording, aren't you? Yes. Okay. So, new and improved team, ready to go. Okay, let's immediately knock off. Yep, we knocked the Amoonguss, as I figured we would. Cool. Let's go right into Lu. I don't really want to burn my red card on this is the thing, so I'm hoping it goes for a status move. Okay, Toxic. Perfect. And now let's go for Rocks. Okay, we absolutely... Oh, we don't have Ruination anymore. That's fine. Let's just get up a Spike. Spike up more, I guess. Red carded. Okay, we get the eye. We drag out the Eyeval immediately. That's pretty lucky. Okay, and I think on this we just go gold, and well, we could go. It could be time for. It could be Vroom in time, but then we just get shut down immediately by Landorus, so probably not. So let's go gold. Let's go gold and make it rain. It's good to drag the Eyeval out though. That was lucky, because now we don't have to worry about that late game, and our Iron Valiant doesn't have to worry about a speed tie, which is really good. Okay, it's boots. That's obviously not what we wanted to see, but we can't really complain about that. I mean, it's pretty common. So I think we go into our Eyeval here, I think is the right play. And I'm going to Calm Mind here. It's a little bit, well, that's a bit aggro, but I don't think you sack the H-Rod here. Yeah, okay, it's going to be a Moongus. We could potentially, if we Terra, and so how much is Sludge Bomb doing? So if we Terra and we subbed, we would not be taking it, but at the same time, it could maybe not have Sludge Bomb. Kind of hard to say. Would these Amoonguss run Sludge Bomb? I feel like there's a good chance they'd run other moves, so I'm going to Terra Electric and sub. And it was Sludge Bomb immediately. Okay, so be it. Let's Moonblast. Yeah, I was just going to say, you know, hopefully it's not. It was. Okay, and we're going to go for T-Bolt here for a para chance. We do get it, and it clicks Synthesis. Okay, so that actually gives us another chance here to Moonblast it up. Okay, wow. I don't know why you're going for Synthesis. That is not the right play, and they just never get paralyzed. Sick. Okay, we're going to hope for a para here and shift gear, because we need a paralysis, basically. Okay, we get it. Great start. Let's Ironhead now. I think we Ironhead here, hope for a flinch. We do not get the flinch, unfortunately, but Revavroom looking actually pretty scary at this point. Okay, let's Ironhead and hope for the flinch. We do not get it. And I think that's it for Revavroom. I think that's curtains, pretty much. We can high horsepower. Maybe the Gambit. Okay, that did not do much. This is not a good showing from Revavroom. But also, this team is like a hazard stack that has nothing to deal with spikes. So I think part of this is on me. This is just not that good of a team. Yeah, this is just not that good of a team. I think we lose to Landorus now, probably. Yeah. If you CM'd again, I think you would have won. Yeah, probably, but what if it Toxic? What if it Clear Smog? You can't just predict that it'll click Sludge Bomb. That's, you know, like, in hindsight, looking at what the opponent clicked and finding a play that would have won is not really adding much. Okay. All right, we're going to kill that. Maybe, like, gold? No, there's no way. There's no way out here. We die on entry to hazards. So okay, let's go Bolt, and we can Thunderclap here. Actually, I was going to think maybe we click Dragon Pulse and hope for the throw going into Landorus. Let's go gold. I think we have to go Bolt here. Yeah, but we don't have enough health to do this. Yeah, the problem is just that we have a team with no removal that attempts to stack hazards and cannot deal with hazards. That is the issue, so we're going to stop this right away. GG, this is not the plan we have here. Yeah, this is just not a good team. I think we put Revavroom on kind of like a base team to kind of see how it would work, and it's just not really wasn't just not a good base team. I think that's really the issue. I mean, Revavroom didn't perform great, but like part of the issue was just the bad team surrounding it. Okay. Let's see here. And then the Marquis back with another comment. Terra Electric was pointless if you click sub there, no? No, because it allowed it to live a clear smog, which is a very common move on Amoonguss. And it allowed it to be immune to a toxic. But no, it was mostly for clear smog. Okay. And I don't regret the play either, because we were in a terrible spot and we were probably going to lose that game unless we did something desperate. And then we did something desperate, which, as I said, I stand by. Okay. What makes a good hazard abuser? A good hazard abuser likes hazards, because yeah, everything likes hazards, but it also doesn't suck against hazards itself. Raging Bolt and Wellspring both suck against hazards. That's the problem here. So here's a possible thing we can do to just kind of try and shake this up. We'll go with this set to give us like some kind of priority, and then we'll go booster speed Tusk with Headlong Rush, and we'll give it Ghost. Okay. Let's give this a go. I think this improves things a little bit. Okay, this team looks like we might have Revavroom actually do something. It kind of looks threatening, sort of. Let's start off with Lou. I think, as always, is our plan here. This is why you run Fizz Def on lead Lou. We get T-Tar. That's fine. It's not the best case scenario, but that's fine. Let's go for Spikes again. Okay. Okay, Spikes on this. Interesting. Okay, we're going to get Ivy Cudgel, but we'll chip this down pretty well. Okay. Oh, we actually get the kill. A weird knockoff there. Not a fan of that play. Okay, we absolutely go gold on this. Like, no brainer. And then we're going to sack Lou here. And I think we go Wellspring. Because then we click Ivy Cudgel and something is in serious trouble. Looks good. Yeah, let's do that. I could see Terra watering here so the drill can't, like, cheese us, but okay, we're going to get the T-Tar. That's super good. Okay, I think we eat the Wisp here and knock this. I feel like that's... Well... Maybe not. Wellspring does look pretty good in this endgame. I kind of don't see an alternative, though. I think we do it. I think we just knock. Okay, it's going to be Draco, so we actually will get the kill and not have to let our Wellspring die, which is pretty awesome. So we'll go into gold here. And we'll just Shadow Ball. We get Earthquake, totally fine. I believe the right play is Great Tusk here and Rapid Spin. I think that's our move. Because I think removing on both sides is a pretty good deal for us here. So let's Rapid Spin. Well, actually, I think I want to bulk up instead. Because I'm worried this will be like Terra Ghost or something. Okay, now let's Rapid Spin. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. We just sack Moltres. I think we just sack Tusk here. So let's bulk up more, and we'll go for an Ice Spinner. You get a critical hit. Let's bulk up again. I don't think you. I think you roost here. I don't think you attack. Okay, good. And we'll try to go for the kill here. Okay, we get burned. Fair enough. Well played. Okay, I don't think it's a good play to keep burning roosts. Yeah, there you go. They realized it. Okay. I think we just go Wellspring here. If they Terra, I believe we win with Ival. So that should be fine. Ival plus Revavroom, I think, wins here. Down02 saying, you've managed to create the same team hundreds of times with just the change of one Pokemon. No. I mean, but like, do you know what a model testing team is? But no, I'm pretty sure I've created many similar teams like this before. But like, yeah, Hazard Stack, like HO, only has so many forms and flavors. You kind of ends up looking similar. Like, I've built a lot of teams that look the same because I've built almost every type of team there is to be built. Yeah. Okay, they're just going to sack. Pretty weird play, but fine. I think we knock is the safest way to... Oh, wow. That's kind of a wild play, but I respect it. We just go Ival, we Calm Mind here, for sure. I think we can boost up enough that we can win this with Moonblast. Okay, pretty sure we just Shadow Ball here and kill this thing, yeah. Revavroom didn't need to come out here, but I think it would have been good if it did come out. GG. Okay, well, there's a solid one. Revavroom did nothing, but okay. Revavroom looks potentially good in the end game here. Revavroom is an end gamer. It's not an early game Pokemon, which is, I think, let's make note of that. For the end game. Or dealing with Ival. Ival, kind of. But it doesn't actually deal with Ival that well, so. So let's make note of that. Okay. We don't really want to stack hazards because there's a Cinderace. I think Rocks is okay, though. Let's just get up Rocks. Okay, Icicle Spear. Let's see how many that is. It's only 3, so not the, you know, the typical set, which is good information. Let's just Earthquake this thing. Okay, Gliscor's going to come right out. Fair enough. Let's go Wellspring. I think it's time to start doing damage. Okay, Toxic comes out. Makes sense. I'm going to Ivy Cudgel here. I think Gliscor should fear a Swords Dance and not want to stay in. There we go. We get it down to 1%, and it's going to click Rocks itself, which I'm actually totally okay with. Surprised to see it go for that, honestly. I think I'm actually going to go into the Vroom here. Yeah, because it looks like a pretty good opportunity. Yeah. Vroom here, like, it probably doesn't have a move to hit us, I'm going to guess. And it looks scary. It looks like it can set up well. Terra Electric Reuniclus is interesting. With Thunder. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. That doesn't sound great, but it does sound cool. Blip exists. I honestly think videos like D-Night ban vids kind of feed into each other. Like, you can't get different perspectives, but If you want, I appreciate you not wanting to steal views, but like, I certainly don't mind if you post your video whenever. You know, I didn't mean to step on your toes with my D-Night vid either, of course. Okay, also guys, let's get some people in here. Let's like the stream if you're enjoying. Revavroom looks like it's about to do something. We'll see if we can hit gunk shots, but it's looking like it may just do something, which is a start to doing something. Okay, this, if we hit, this will die. Even defensive ace is dying to gunk shot. Revavroom, don't mess up for the only time today. Okay, it hits a gunk shot. Good stuff. Okay, Revavroom has officially done something, guys. Looking like our opponent's in kind of a scary spot. If Reuniclus comes out, I'm clicking Ironhead because of the flinch chance. I'm not going for the gunk shot KO chance. Because the odds of missing are pretty high. Oh, there is a good kill chance, but no, I think with the odds of missing, even like factoring everything in, we don't go for it. Is this going to be, we gunk shot here? If it's Scarfry, why is it, dude? That's so that's so unfortunate. It was just immediately Scarfry. But okay, we can Calm Mind here, and we're in a really good spot with Ival, which is nice. Actually, do we maybe just click Moonblast raw? Because Okie Dokie with AV could be kind of rough. We could Terra Ghost on the AV. I think that's the play. I think we CM. Oh, okay, interesting. So we get to Moonblast this for free. Yeah, I'm gonna... Wait, that's Boots. It's not Assault Vest. That's a Boots Okie Dokie. So even max HP probably dying here. Do we Terra Ghost anyway is the question. If we Terra Ghost, probably Darkrai is going to come in and do a defensive Terra. That's kind of the situation we're setting ourselves up for. If we do kill and we Terra Ghost, does Darkrai kill us with a Dark Pulse? It does. So that is something we want to keep in mind as well. But we do, if we do Terra Ghost here, we do force Darkrai to enter in Terra, which I think puts us in a winning position with Tusk and Lou and the remainder of our team. So I think we do Terra Ghost and Moonblast here. Okay, it turned out to be really bulky, and I'm glad we did that. And now we can Moonblast. So Darkrai will come in here, but we have Vacuum Wave, so it will be forced to Terra. So yeah, we will Vacuum Wave. I imagine it'll Terra Ghost or Poison or something. But it also could be greedy Terra Darkrai, like Modest Scarf. Well, it's Timid Scarf, we know that. But it could be like Terra Dark. Okay, so we see Terra Ghost. As I said, this is fully expected. This is exactly what I imagined happening, but now we get to go into Tusk and we get to click Headlong Rush, which looks really good here. And I think we're in a good spot for this endgame. Okay, staying in is wild. Did not see that coming, but okay, I'm happy to take that. Obviously, I'm thinking we go Lou here. Well, but Lou's health is good for Ryu. We'll go for another Headlong, and if we get flinched, we'll go into Lou. We don't get flinched. Good stuff. Good stuff. I think we should be in a good spot for this endgame. I believe we just click Headlong Rush here, do damage, probably try to finish this off with Lou. If Focus Blast is killing, which is worth considering. Okay, it just goes for the Psychic Noise, so I guess this is more of a defensive Ryu, like a Calm Mind set, which I'm really surprised to see, but based on that Headlong Rush, that is probably max defense. Bold, I'm going to say. Whoops, let's check this. 252. Bold. That is a very, yeah, that's very defensive because we did only 36. That's very defensive, so should be Goldengo can just come in here. And I don't know why Terra's active. That was a mistake. But okay, should be Gold can just come in here. We should Shadow Ball, and then we'll just make it rain to end the game. So, pretty good. Okay, yeah, there we go. It was guaranteed to kill. And now we just make it rain. This thing needs Terra, like Terra Blast to kill, but it cannot do that. So, okay, GG. Revavroom did well there. It got good. I mean, it was unfortunate that, like, the first game Revavroom was good. It had, like, one of the 2 things in the tier it can't outspeed after a shift gear. Scarf Meow and Scarf Rye is kind of sad, but it still did pretty well here. Okay, we're facing this team. This team kind of gets slapped by the this Ival set, so that's good. Oh yeah, one other strength of Revavroom, I guess, is good versus hazards with Air Balloon. Like, a steel type with Air Balloon is as good as against hazards as it really possibly gets. I guess a double, like an Air Balloon Excadrill is like the ultimate doesn't care about hazards Pokemon. Probably, do we want to get in the hazard battle against this team? See, the problem is the problem's the Sinistcha blocking our Tusk from spinning. So if we get up hazards, they're going up on both sides, and they're staying up on both sides. Are we okay with that? Could we, like, potentially lead and just Terra and kill a Tinkaton? No, not really. It's not quite doing enough, is it? Okay, so... Do we accept the trade of hazards on both sides? I think we do. Okay, that's a good lead. Yeah, I'm happy with that. How much is Matcha Gotcha doing? Not killing yet. Let's go for a spike. Okay, and it'll get red carded out here. Okay, critical hit, not good, but it gets red carded out. Tinkaton gets dragged in. That's not ideal, but what are you going to do? Okay, I'm inclined to go into Ogerpon and Terra Water Ivy Cudgel this thing to kill it. Which is a very likely to kill. I forget. Could somebody in chat tell me the Tinkaton set? Like, which 4 moves? I mean, I guess people change it all the time. So that wouldn't even be super particularly helpful info. But I think the play is to go Ogerpon and immediately Terra Water Cudgel. I think that puts us in a strong spot. Because we can then threaten to knock stuff off. Which is really good in this matchup. No, but I kind of want to save Terra Ghost for Ival, because Terra Ghost Ival is really, really good in this matchup as well. Maybe Revavroom, but that comes with its own set of concerns. Let's maybe just go gold. No, but Revavroom does look kind of good here. But I feel like it just lets Gliscor in too easily, and I could see Revavroom being good late game. Let's go gold here. Okay, great. Gigaton Hammer, not even setting rocks. Really happy to see that. And we're just going to go for that. And okay, it's going to switch. That's totally fine. Let's SD here, because I imagine... Okay, fair enough. Didn't see that coming, obviously. Let's Ice Spinner. I was hoping it would just... Like, I'm honestly really surprised to see the Whirlwind there. Usually, I would imagine you either just stay in and get spikes or switch to Sinistcha, but okay. But hey, we get the Ice Spinner off here. We can go gold, actually, to block. Okay, good predict with the Shadow Ball. Gotta respect that. Gotta respect that. I think it's Vrooman time. No, but Vroom actually doesn't really match up that well into this, which is the sad but true thing. Maybe it's Ival. Actually, no, let's go into this in SD. Yeah, and now let's knock off. Cool, and now I think we can Ivy Cudgel. This is why Ogerpon's so broken. Like, you run a Sinistra to deal with it, and then you still lose to Wellspring. Such a classic moment, really. How much do we do? How many boosts do we need to kill a Keldeo is the question I have. I think we just knock this off and take that deal to weaken it for Ival. I think that's fair. It could Terra Normal here. Does not decide to Terra Normal. And that is not what you want to see if you're Dragonite there. That is not what you wanted to bring out. But it is exactly what we wanted to be brought out. Let's go for the Rapid Spin. And it's going to be a Dragon Tail. Honestly, I think we just go right back into Tusk. This is totally fine. We can very easily click Rapid Spin here. And now the balloon's gone, so we can Headlong Rush. This is going very well. Our opponent is being dismantled here. And I think we absolutely sack this and just eat the Sacred Sword, because then we win with Ival. I believe it's Revavroom time. Vacuum Wave plus Surf does kill, as do Aura Sphere plus Surf. So maybe we don't go Revavroom here. Iron Valiant could come in here, Terraghost CM. I think we go Revavroom and Gunk Shot. And High Horsepower doesn't kill, right? Yeah, let's just Gunk Shot here. If we miss, Revavroom will officially have been garbage this game. We miss Revavroom, you were garbage this game. You did nothing. You had literally one freaking task. Okay, I think we have to go Ival and we CM here. And we might actually end up losing this. We should have gone Ival first. We shouldn't have risked it, because then we could have had Revavroom for the end game. So that was a poor choice on my part. I'll admit. That was a poor choice on my part. Okay, terrible play by our opponent, going for Vacuum Wave, despite us being booster special attack. I guess they must have just forgotten. Really confused by that decision. But yeah, we Moonblast here. Terraghost, okay. It's going to, put us out, but we just go Ogerpon here. Yeah, pretty obvious one there. And I still think we probably win this end game. We go for knockoff here. I wonder if we can kill Dragonite if we Terra Water. That's Ivy Cudgel. Okay, it did just go for the extreme speed, which is good for us. Yeah, I think we lose this because I was bad with Revavroom. But I think we predict our opponent to extreme speed here. They Dragon Tailed. Good on them. Oh, they didn't Dragon Tail. They should have Dragon Tailed, I think, but we don't kill Gliscor here, so we do kill Gliscor here. We do kill Gliscor there. Wow. Max Fizdef, I guess. What are the odds of us killing Max Fizdef there? Okay, the odds of us killing Max Fizdef there were like 100, so... Yeah, but totally my mistake. Should not have risked Revavroom. Should have gone Ival, calm-minded, and kept Revavroom in the back. That would have made our endgame very safe. So, honestly, that was my fault for misplaying Revavroom there. I was thinking it was super locked up, but what I forgot about was Terra. Terra changed the dynamic a lot. Okay, this looks like probably more of a Wellspring kind of game. I think we do want to just get hazards up immediately. I think that's always our play here. I could see Ival being good depending on the Clodsire set, but probably it'll be useless. Okay, let's just spike. Hazards are always the move here. Yeah, we're just gonna get up all the hazards. Okay, and we're gonna just do it more. Okay, I'm gonna go immediately into Ogerpon. Yep, okay, cool. And let's go for the knockoff. Well, do we have to play that aggressively in this game? I could see SDing here, potentially. Let's go for the knockoff. I don't think you stay in here. Okay, we knock the Hydrapple. Really good. That is exactly what we were trying to do. That worked well. At this point, like, there's literally Revavroom has no purpose this game because there's a Corviknight, and I don't think they're ever going to let that die, so we might as well go into it here. Okay, and we see the Giga Drain come out. I imagine the Earth Power is going to happen now, so we can bring in Gold. Really weird Terra, because now they're weak. They no longer resist Ogerpon hits, so I think our opponent made a very poor choice there, but I'm really happy they did it. Let's see, do we get the Earth Power? We get the Nasty Plot, which is pretty crazy, but Shadow Ball is likely to kill here, so we're just going to go for that. And we see Clodsire. Here's the thing, though. I don't think this Clodsire can actually touch us, so I'm actually just going to keep clicking Shadow Ball, and it's Amnesia. Awesome. That's irritating, obviously. Why'd it have to be an Amnesia Clod? That's just kind of, that blows, but... We can fish for critical hits, I guess, but we definitely no longer PP stall. So, let's go Tusk. And, let's Headlong Rush here. I think Hydrapple will come in. Okay, called it. Good stuff. And let's go Revavroom on the very likely Giga Drain. Yep. And then I will Iron Head this time. Not going to go into Gold. Next time we can Rapid Spin. This thing is actually losing health on when it does this, which is good to know. Let's Iron Head again. We'll probably outspeed. We can maybe get a flinch. Okay, we do get a flinch. Good stuff, Revavroom. Let's Shift Gear. I think you protect here. Okay, Revavroom. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, there's the Iron Head. But we absolutely just go Gold every time here. I think we just Shadow Ball. I think we just throw off one of those. Yeah. Go for damage. Okay, in comes the Claude. Let's make it rain to kind of force a recovery. I'll go for another one. Chilling Water. It did have a way of hitting us. This is the weirdest Claude set I've ever seen, but it actually cannot touch Wellspring, which is hilarious. We're going to go Tusk here, and now I have no reason not to just spin. Okay, and we get the spin off on the Corviknight. That is beautiful. We are in a really good spot now. This game is looking good. Yeah, we're just going to click Shadow Ball here, and as the Clodsire comes in, we're just going to go into our Ogerpon. And, yeah, we can click Knockoff here very safely and just do a lot to some... Actually, do we want to Knockoff or do we want to SD? I think we knock off to start. Okay, we kill the Hydrapple. Oh, we don't kill the Hydrapple. Wow, that's actually wild. But we can knock off, and now we'll kill the Hydrapple. Pex. Getting Pex knocked is massive. That is massive. We can go Gold here. Let's just Shadow Ball. We could actually potentially make it rain and go for the 2-shot on Claude. Okay, let's T-Wave, because this thing might try to recover here. And T-Spike are actually not an issue because of the Goat Revavroom in the back, keeping us fully stocked up. Let's go for a Make It Rain. Let's just, because we can slowly chip this down. Okay, we get a critical hit and kill it. I mean, we did not need that. We're looking really good this game. We did not need that one bit, but obviously it doesn't hurt. Let's go Revavroom if it has EQ. Oh, it doesn't have EQ. So Knockoff is likely to kill here, so we will just go for Iron Head. Revavroom, you legend. Getting all the flinches. Revavroom is just... Okay, it finally goes down, but Revavroom, you were pretty amazing that game, and you deserve credit. Let's SD here. Awesome. Gliscor got greedy for no reason. I think we SD again, actually, because all this thing has for attacking moves is Knockoff. And I'd like to be able to kill Pex with an Ivy Cudgel. So let's SD again. Yeah, this game's super over. We click Terra Water Ivy Cudgel. We actually don't even have to Terra. Might as well. Let's just flex, I guess. Yeah, that was a pretty dominant game. Revavroom was actually pretty cool there. That was a really fun one. You'll love to dismantle a stall team. Yeah, I think the main mistake my opponent made was Terra Ghosting Hydrapple. I get why they did it, but I think it was an error. Okay, Revavroom this game looks fine, I guess. It can set up on Olo, it looks not terrible, but I'm not super optimistic. Ogerpon looks really good. If we can get the Zama in, I'd be very happy with that. I think I actually just want to lead with Ogerpon. Well, no, because hazards look really good. Let's just lead with Lou and do the proper procedure. Oh, we're facing A. Also, that's kind of funny. It's like just the letter A. Kind of an insane ult, honestly. You gotta respect it. Let's EQ here. Honestly, it looks actually really good. We can just get some damage off on something. Probably a Tusk. Oh, we see Hazard Chip come out too. Huge, huge, huge. Alright, we could Terra Ghost our Tinglu here. It would be a commitment. It would be a commitment, but we could do it. Is that worth it? I don't think so. I'm going to say no. So I'm going to go for the EQ here. Okay, really big. And now I think I go gold. And we do not get caught. Beautiful. I thought the Ice Spinner would come off there for sure. Not really sure why you click Headlong Rush there. I don't actually get the idea, like what the plan was there. But we now just click Shadow Ball. And it's Temper Flare. Tragic event struck, and it's Temper Flare. But we can go Ogerpon pretty easily here and click Ivy Cudgel. I think that O was kind of like an in-chat bait, honestly. I think they knew what they were doing clicking that. I didn't expect it to be Temper Flare. I got got. We got got, guys. But Goldengo dead is honestly not the end of the world. It was good, but not, like, crucial here. And, okay, and we bring it out. We bring out the Zama, which is huge, too. I think I immediately go Ival on this. We don't want to deal with any shenanigans. Okay, that is Bandit, I believe, that damage. CC doing that much. Could just be like, no, it didn't do quite... No, okay, that is Bandit. So we actually could Terra Ghost here. Pop the Terra Ghost in Calm Mind. Is there something we'd rather Terra? I honestly think no. So I think I will do just that. Let's Terra Ghost. And now I think we just Moonblast something on the switch. No, or do we? Yeah, let's Moonblast something on the switch. Okay, we catch the Tyranitar. Cool. I don't think we're going to have another opportunity for a really high value Terra. So I think that was a good move. And if Gambit comes in, we of course are going to go for the Vacuum Wave. Which I think A will expect, but I think we do it anyway. Okay, never mind. They did not expect it, and we just Vacuum Wave the Gambit. Things are looking very good now. We, of course, are going to die to a crunch hit here, so we just Vacuum Wave this. And they're going to forfeit. GG. Okay, Revavroom probably, maybe, kind of would have been good in the end game there, so... Oh yeah, and true, Revavroom was crucial getting rid of the T-Spike that last game. Okay, HF. Revavroom kind of looks decent this game, sort of hard to say. I think we just lead with Ting. And we EQ. Let's rock now. Okay, let's spike. Okay, I guess we're gonna do this. That's fine with me. I think as the person with the booster speed Tusk and 2 air balloon steel types, I think this probably benefits me more. Let's Whirlwind. Okay, it's just going to get red carded. So, and we bring it right back out. That's kind of not good. That's not what we wanted to see. Okay. Well, all right. I think we do just let the Tinglu go. We could go gold, but I don't think that's the move. I think we let the Tinglu go, and then we probably Revavroom it up. Honestly, I think we Revavroom it up in this place. Yeah. Because Revavroom's going to take a CC, surely, right? Not well, but it'll take it. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, let's Revavroom and Shift Gear here. The other fun thing is we can't get Encored because Ival would then just outspeed us. So we Shift Gear, slow Shift Gear, and then outspeed next time, which is pretty cool. Hopefully it's a full special attacking Ival, which would leave us with enough health to damage King Gambit, which would be awesome. Okay, just going to go right into King Gambit. Kind of weird. Okay, it is Air Balloon. So we can maybe get a flinch here. Would be awesome. Not going to get the flinch, unfortunately. Realistically, you always click Sucker Punch here. I don't believe you ever don't. So we're going to go into Tusk, and we're going to bulk up, I think. Okay, let's Rapid Spin. If Pult comes in now, we Ice Spinner it. So I'm not really worried about that. An Air Balloon Gold here would be kind of brutal, though, which is a very real possibility. Maybe we Ice Spinner for that. I think we do. Okay, it's Pult came in, so we Ice Spinner that. That's cool. This gets outspeed and killed, so I don't really know the angle here. Okay, Shucka Berry. It survives. Okay, that's kind of irritating, but what are you going to do? Right. Let's calculate. It might be defensive gold. I'm trying to think how we win this game. We haven't used our Terra yet, have we? We didn't. Okay, which is great. So I'm thinking probably like Ival is our way to win this game because we have Terra Ghost on that, which is pretty cool. It looks pretty good here. We'll need a little help from gold as well. Let's calc that Great Tusk Kit, though. Because Headlong Rush to a 0 defense gold. Let's just put it -2 to kind of imitate the Shucka Berry. No, we're at +1. So let's give it like a Reflect or something. But we were +1. So this is a super fat gold is what I'm getting from this. This is a super fat gold. I believe, unless am I messing something up with this calc? Because that did nothing, yeah. It's got to be super fat. So I'm thinking we go into our own gold and we Shadow Ball here. I think that's the best play. If I miscalced, then I miscalced, but I don't think I'm missing anything. Okay, we do outspeed, which I think was guaranteed. I imagine King Gambit will come in here, and the plan is to sack Revavroom and then go Wellspring. Okay, we're going to sack Vroom. Vroom, vroom, go boom, boom here. Can we kill... Actually, here's a question I want to answer before I make this play. Can Ival kill this Ival after hazards with +1? Yes, we do. Okay, that's actually really good. Oh, but it might not be naive. Okay, we're very likely to kill, which is good. Okay, so let's go Vroom here. Ironhead, fine. Okay. I believe Wellspring is our play here. Because I think we want to keep the special attack booster intact. So let's go Ogerpon. We do not die to a Sucker Punch here. It does a lot, but we do not die unless it Terra Darks. And we know it's Air Balloon, so it can't be Glasses. And we'll just go for an Ivy Cudgel here. I don't know about this endgame. It's pretty awkward, honestly. I'm worried about if we can set up with Ival, we're in a pretty good spot. Okay, I did not expect that, but I think I'm okay with that sack happening. It could be Terra Ghost Gambit, which would be pretty scary, though. It really depends on the Terras. Which I guess that's like a meaningless statement. Like, it always comes down to the Terras, doesn't it? Let's knock off, get a read on its set. Okay. We get rid of, what did that do? That Terra Blasted. Okay. So I'm pretty sure, can Ival live? This is such an awkward endgame, honestly. Can Ival live a Moonblast from this Ival if it's Terra Ghost? No, it can't. Can gold kill here? Okay, let's go gold and let's make it rain. I think this is the right move. Maybe we T-Wave here, though. Let's T-Wave. I actually think this is the right call. Because we want a chance to set up with Ival. Oh, but can it live a... Alright, let's click Make It Rain and then we'll calc. Okay, we killed a Gambit. Cool. This is good. Oh, no. Don't we just now... Because this thing can't kill us with a Shadow Ball. Yeah, this thing can't kill us, so we just Make It Rain here. Okay, that's totally fine. Yeah, I have an Ival. Like, what are you hoping is going to happen here? Yeah, I don't know what the plan was there. I feel like our opponent was in like a decent spot and they set themselves up for a really weird endgame where they like had no chance. Like, you want like a 50% Terra Flying Dragonite to take on an Ival? Like, what was the vision there? Weird stuff. But anyway, Revavroom was pretty crucial that game. It was a good sack. It did well against the Ival and pushed it out. And it broke Kingambit's air balloon. We have yet to flinch, but like, and the Ironhead flinch is a nice bonus. Now the question is Revavroom doing well enough to justify a spot on this team? Because we could just like remove Revavroom here and put on like a Dragonite in theory. So is Revavroom worth its salt? You know, is it actually doing anything? Also, guys, please do like the stream because we're winning with Revavroom. I think that deserves recognition. Are we 6-2? Oh my gosh. I didn't realize we were 6-2. That's actually kind of good. Someone said we low-key lose to Val. Like, yeah, low-key we do. But, like, that's the thing. This Revavroom could be like a Scizor. It could be an SD Scizor, which feels a lot better to me. So I feel like as much as the team's doing okay, I'm having trouble justifying Revavroom on the team. But this looks actually like a really good Revavroom matchup, so I might be about to eat my words. But this looks like a really good Scizor matchup, too. It really does. Okay, I think we're okay. Can we also, we can't actually do anything about the Ribombi getting up hazards, so I think the best thing we can do is just stack up our own as well. So let's do that. Do we Terra Ghost here? Tis the question. Guy in chat says, quote, "It was pretty crucial. It was a good sack." You're right. I am coping. I am coping just a little bit. I will admit. It's true. Let me go for a spike here. Yeah, because if it spins, it'll get red carded out. That was why I went for a spike there. And now I'm just going to rock up. Okay, we get Moonblast. That did more than I thought it would. That's not good. Okay. Could be time. It could be Vroom in time. We actually really struggle to switch into Ribombi, which is not a good sign. I think it's Vroom in time. Oh, but it looks so good in the end game. I don't want it to be Vroom in time. But like after we sack Ting-Lu, what do we actually go into? Like I feel like we're so cooked against Ribombi, we have to let Gold come in and eat it. So let's let Gold come in then. And let's just make it rain. T-Wave is dumb here. Let's just make it rain. Okay, Tailwind. Wow, that's interesting. I feel like that doesn't actually get... I mean, you're running webs, so it's like... That feels like kind of a weird play. 1, If I kill it here, it comes in, I switch. I don't see a scenario in which this actually this Tailwind ends up doing anything. So I'm just going to click Shadow Ball. Okay, Ting Lu comes in. Like, is this going to be like a banded Ting Lu? Is that what we're about to see? I don't know. I don't really know what to make of this. You know? But okay, let's go into Ogerpon, because Ogerpon feels pretty good here. And yeah, as I said, I didn't see a world in which that Tailwind did anything, and then it didn't do anything. So I feel vindicated by that Tailwind being exactly as useless as I thought. Okay, we're going to Ivy Cudgel. We're going to get Whirlwinded into our Tusk. Not ideal. I imagine you always sack Rabombi here, so we can actually bulk up. Okay, oh wow, interesting. I don't know why you don't sack Rabombi, but let's headlong. We should... Okay, that's Specs, I'm pretty sure. Oh, Life Orb, interesting. Okay. Yeah, you don't see that every day. Can Revavroom live 2 and set up here? Because if it can, I think we actually go into Vroom and win. No, it's still getting killed by Shadow Ball, which is pretty unbelievable. But we do... And how much are we doing to Tusk? Because no, this is like a 0 HP Tusk. Iron Head at +2. Is that killing? It's still not killing. Oh my god, this is sad, damn it. Revavroom, buddy, this is not what we were hoping when we put you on the team. I think we can just go Ogerpon here, though. Really surprised to see like, you had a perfect sack, but then you just, like, went into gold, like, hard on the Tusk. I mean, like, I guess, like, it worked out, so I'm not going to hate too much, but that was a pretty wild play. Okay, there's the Rabombi sack. Makes sense. If Tusk wants to spin, I say we let it here. Yeah, I think that's actually a good deal, because Revavroom is looking so good in this endgame. Surf comes in, we knock it. But yeah, I think we can win this game with Revavroom. It's Ivy Cudgel, I guess. Terrablast Stellar, interesting. Does Gold live that? Not a Specs one, and I think this is Specs. I think we lose to this Specs Terra Stellar and Am. Yeah, because that's choice scarf damage, but we're done. Yeah, I think this is just the end of the road. Ting Lu, because Ting Lu I don't think is living. If it's choice, yeah, because if it's... Well, hold on. It was choice Specs, but we're what? Oh, because Terrablast Stellar is super effective against Terra, so that's... Yeah, we'd be totally cooked there. Gold is Gold dying. Yeah, I think our only hope here is Revavroom, but I think we just lose to this. Because, like, no way it's Scarf. Yeah, we go Revavroom and then we die. It's been so long since I've seen one of these. I hadn't considered that people were still doing this, but yeah, GG. Okay, GG. It happens. It happens. Not much you can do about it when it does. Terra Fairy is much more popular on webs because you can use it to counter Cinderace. But I guess if they've got Serp as well, then that kind of makes some sense. I kind of feel embarrassed that we lost to such a bad team because, like, Tailwind, like Ting Lu, like this does not look like a good team. But I have seen like a Garchomp webs do really well though, like Hazards plus Rabombi and then 4 abusers. It's not bad. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there was any way we could have played. I don't think there was really a world in which we could have played that better. We could have sacked Gold, I guess, to like Tusk, but yeah, I mean this one we were just kind of cooked this game. I don't think there was any way we could have played this for this to not go poorly. So, tell you what, let's did I say GG? I think I remembered to. Okay, yeah, this team's fine, but I don't think Revavroom can be justified on it. Let's try Bognor's idea of grassy terrain, because I feel like Revavroom might be good at chipping the birds on that archetype. So let's do this. We can copy it because we'll use these two still. But yeah, let's try this kind of version. We'll go Rilla, we'll go Raging Bolt for sure. I think, do we want to run Hawlucha? It's kind of a tough question. I think Ting Lu is good. as well. I think we want to keep that around. But then hazards become the issue, so I feel like we need Tusk as well. So I think we stay with the semi-hazard stack, but we'll try this in the context of grassy terrain. And I feel like Ghost... Maybe we don't do this. Maybe we just run... Yeah, let's see here. Let's just go full send on the grassy terrain. Or do we go like even like helmet could be maybe fun. Let's go like full G terrain HO. Woodhammer, knock, U-turn, glide. Actually, let's go low kick. And sure, we'll go Atomax. We actually might want slow turns, so we'll go. I'll go enough to outspeed King Gambit, and then we'll put the rest in HP. Let's do Grassy Glide. I actually love this Ogerpon set. It's so fun. We'll keep the Revavroom as is. SDCC Encore Acro with Terra Ground, I believe, is the best set. Whoops, ground. So we'll go with that. Grassy Seed. I think we need to hit 288, I believe, is the number to outspeed Scarfry. But let me just confirm that quickly. Darkrai. Yeah, okay, I'm right. Glide Ogerpon is actually really good. Like it is actually a disaster for your opponent. I was really pleased with its performance. Fairly consistently pleased with its performance. And we'll go SR, Spikes, EQ, Whirlwind. Well, we have a Hawlucha, so maybe... No, we still want Whirlwind. As tempting as it is to go Ruination. And we'll go defensive again. Actually, yeah, because we're using Revavroom as like our T-Spike Absorber, our Moonblast switch, and we're relying on the Vroom for a lot, but maybe that's okay. And we don't have a natural spin blocker, so I think we want to go Ghost on Revavroom as well here. That'll help against potential Tusk situation. And yeah, this actually looks pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to trying this. And we go Ghost on Tinglu, absolutely. So it's going to be, yeah, Ghost, Water, Grass. Let's go Ghost on this too for spin blocking. Yeah, Ghost, 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 Ghost. Okay, and then Ground and Water are the two non-Ghost Terra types, which I think is good here. Go CM, Thunder. Did I put a Cornerstone Mask on this? Whatever. Do we go Grassy Seed? Or do we go Booster Energy? Let's go Grassy Seed. I feel like that's going to be more hype. And Thunderbolt. And we'll go bulky on this for sure, for sure. We'll go 200 for Gambit, and then we'll put the rest in HP. Part of me wants to put it in defense, which is obviously worse against special attacks, but better with physical. Let's do that, honest. Well, our special walls... No, we'll go HP. Ghost. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. Honestly, this might be a better use for Revavroom. Just in general. Okay, this does not look like it'll be good for Revavroom, but it could mess up Kyurem in the end game, so, you know, we won't dismiss it yet. I think we want to just lead with Lou. I think that looks good. And let's just Spike. Yeah, this is fine. I think critical hit's kind of... It's crazy that a critical hit did that little. We immediately drag out Zama. You could call this bad luck. You could call it good luck. I don't really know what to call it. Let me U-turn here. Okay, oh no! I didn't think that would happen. Okay, let's, I think we pray it's not Roar and we SD here. It was Roar. Okay, well. We lose. Let's go Lucha. Let's Acro here. I mean, we're gonna get... We critical hit! Lucha! Okay, we're back in this. We're back, baby. We're so back. We want to get Bolt in ASAP, though, because its Grassy Seed is not going to do anything otherwise. Okay, Raging Bolt is not doing its thing. We may not be back. I think we might still be pretty much down. But let's... maybe Revavroom can be the hero we all need. Okay, I think that critical hit mattered based on the acro damage. We are haxing the ever-living daylights out of our opponent here. This is a super RNG game, like wildly haxy. But we absolutely take those. Kyurem. What do we do if Kyurem comes in? Okay, Kyurem came in, guys. Part of me wants to Terra... What do we do? What do we do here? Like, I really don't want to let Ogrepon go down, but I feel like we should not, because I think it'll be SD. It freeze dried us immediately. It was SD, or probably SD, but it turned out to be that as well. So that's obviously not good. It's the only hope is Revavroom. We've got to, like, mad flinches is the plan, basically. I think we should try to get up rocks. No, let's just go Bolt now, and, what are the odds Bolt lives this? Like, without... Okay, Bolt probably is going to live this, so let's go Bolt and just Dragon Pulse here, and then we'll try to save... The hope is that Landorus now kills us, then we go into our Air Balloon Revavroom and shift gear. But I don't think we have the resources to pull a win out here, to be honest. I don't think we have the resources to get a win here. We need to hax our opponent even more than we already have. Let's Thunderclap. I think you attack here. Okay, we got that correct. Let's T-Bolt now. Okay, didn't get that one right. Let's EQ. Okay, we have to Terra Ghost EQ here. Okay, that went actually pretty well. We low-key... If it's probably Taunt Lando, given how weak the team is to hazards. So we're almost certainly going to just have our Revavroom sweep stopped by Taunt. But yeah, but honestly, this game was a bit of a playing disaster. Well, not a playing disaster, but an I forgot about Zamazenta situation, because our entire team loses to Zamazenta, which is not okay. Let's set up rocks. No, that's not good. Okay, I think we actually spike here, and now we Whirlwind, because it'll kill us now. Yeah. Cool. I think we Whirlwind again, because this thing could Terra, right? No, because no Terra's been used. So we don't want this to defensively Terra and then smoke us. Okay, I'm gonna go Vroom here. Actually, how much is Stone Edge doing to a Revavroom? Max attack is not killing us with anything. So I think the actual correct play here is to click Earthquake. Okay, thank God. Actually, no, it would have been fine if I went Vroom there, but it's shift gear time. Rock Slide, do we get flinched? We get flinched! Are you serious, Revavroom? That was your job, was flinching the opponent. Let's shift gear anyway and hope they like choke or something. GG. We low key now we got super lucky. But so actually we're gonna completely. I was about to say like, oh, we did kind of well, but like no, we hacked the absolute crap out of that person. So we're not going to give ourselves any credit for that. Like realistically, you could put a nasty plot Petra and it would work here. We're just way too weak to Zama as it currently stands. Yeah, we're just way too weak to Zama. I guess we have, like, the Ghost Raging Bull. I think we just accept that Zama's kind of terrifying and keep going, because I don't think there's anything else we can change. Let's see here. Okay. Revavroom does not look great here. Okay. Let's lead Lu. Well, there's a Cinderace. Let's lead Lu and just get up rocks. I think that's correct. Yeah. Okay, HJ, that's not good. That did a lot. How much is that banded? That ace, maybe? High jump kick. No. Oh, no, that's not banded. Just attack invested. We'll go for Earthquake here. Do we die to it? We actually don't die to a Bitter Blade here, so we're just going to EQ. Gotta love Tinglu being super fat. We could Terra Ghost here and get up a spike, but then we're definitely just going to get... Let's do it. I've got a plan. Watch this. Actually, no, I don't have a plan. I lied. We can go Ogerpon here. Yeah, I was going to say it probably would have Terra there, but I was hoping maybe it like wouldn't Terra for some reason. At least we forced the Terra. We kind of were like, hey, we'll Terra, but then you also have to Terra. And our opponent was like, all right, fine. Ice Spin or Tusk is so rough. This team's bad. Don't use this team. Yeah, don't use this team. What do we do here? We could sack Lu. I think that's probably a decent start, but like then what? I feel like Bolt is really good in this endgame. That's probably our main win con. Lucha looks really nice too. How much is Rillaboom taking from an Ice Spinner? It's not killing, so I feel like okay. I think I have the idea. I think we go into this, then I think we go Rillaboom and Glide. Then we sack Ogerpon. Then we go back into Rillaboom and Glide. I think that's the sequence that we need. Okay, cool. And I think this positions us well to win this game. I believe we can U-turn here. Okay, we obviously good to keep Rillaboom alive. That gives us some more flexibility, and we're going to Calm Mind here. Okay, this is probably going to be Encore. Let's go D-Knight, and let's click Acro right away. Booster Speed can still kill us with Psychic Noise, unfortunately. If it has it. It might not have it. But I think we... This is tough. I think we have to hope it doesn't have Psychic Noise and SD here. It had Psychic. It had Psychic, not even Psychic Noise. It just had Psychic and it kills us. Okay. Obviously, things are looking really bad. I think we go Vroom here and we shift gear. I guess I should have SD'd on the D-Knight, but obviously that would have been a pretty risky play as well. Okay, and let's High Horsepower. Okay, Revavroom, you're doing your thing. If we get flinches, if we get 2 flinches, we do win this. I will say. If we get 2 flinches, we win the game. You guys know the drill? We get it. Revavroom. Ladies and gentlemen, Revavroom. Cinderace. Okay. I imagine the plan is to tear. No, they've already terra'd. So we high horse. No, but it might be Sucker. So we're going to gunk shot here. Okay, it is Sucker. We go for the gunk. Do we hit? Revavroom. Revavroom. My bad. That sucked. Obviously unfortunate, but everyone liked the stream. Yeah, we'll end with an Iron Head. Okay. Look, guys, so here are some things. There are a couple things to reflect on. One, we gained Elo this stream. We went 7-4, which is not bad. Revavroom did not do much this stream. It was not terrible, but it was generally not great. Is Revavroom worth using? My answer is no. But it was really, really hype how it ended. And I think I had fun. Revavroom is not worth using. I think the conclusion is that no, even with Shift Gear, its stats just aren't there. Its coverage isn't there. If it could OHKO more, if it just didn't have that massive 4x ground weakness, if its defenses were a little bit better, I could see it being worth using. But unfortunately, Revavroom, I just can't really justify using it. I just don't see it ever being good. And it felt like a different Pokemon would have been better on every team we played. Like on this team, I think a nasty plot Petulant would have been a lot better. I'm actually going to record that because this might be kind of a cool team idea. But I will say Revavroom knew that it had to show up. It knew that was the last game, and it knew what it had to do. So I respect that immensely. Revavroom clutched up when it needed to, and I think we can all learn from that. So yeah, Revavroom ending on a high note, super hype. Thank you guys for joining. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Sign up for the Jimothy Cool tournament we're hosting together. The next one, Jimothy Cool and I will be co-commentating. It's going to be a great time. Sign up. It should be a massive tour because Jim's viewers will be doing that as well. So I think this will be great. And yeah, thank you guys a lot. This was a super fun stream. Revavroom not good, but it was pretty fun. And that last game was absolutely epic. Revavroom saving us with RNG. But yeah, don't use Revavroom. It felt pretty terrible, and just like it felt like the worst Pokemon on the team in almost every game. So yeah, okay. Well, let's call it there. We're not going to do a vote for part 2. There won't be a part 2. I don't do part 2s for Pokemon I have no hope for. But okay, have a good one. We'll end in 3,